That time, America elected a black president, and still ended up more divided than ever. Racism in the US isn't just a relic of history, it's a living algorithm still baked into schools, cities, policing, and opportunity. Today, we'll explore a radical AI-driven roadmap to finally end systemic racism, not with slogans, but with strategy. If you're into smart solutions that challenge the status quo, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We can't change the system without you. Picture this: a peaceful protest in Minneapolis turns chaotic. Flashbangs, shields, rubber bullets, a viral arrest video, a school in Mississippi where the textbooks still gloss over slavery, a zip code in Baltimore where your life expectancy drops by 20 years compared to one across town. This isn't the past, it's now. Despite civil rights wins and decades of reform, America keeps rebooting the same conflict. Racism in the US isn't just about hate or bad cops, it's structural, it's data, it's funding formulas, zoning laws, predictive policing, and job application filters that flag certain names. It's a self-learning system with no off switch, and we see it in places we don't expect. Healthcare algorithms that deprioritize black patients for care, mortgage approval systems that redline without using race, even facial recognition tech that misidentifies people of color far more often. These aren't just bugs, they're mirrors. They reflect the bias of the system that trained them. When we say systemic racism, we mean just that: a system, not one bad person. A pattern of decisions made over decades, invisible to most, deadly to some. Racism also evolves with technology. It hides in datasets and policies with no clear author. But that also means it can be traced, measured, changed. When exposed to enough light, even the deepest bias begins to dissolve. The irony? Technology, which often reinforced the problem, may now hold the key to the solution. AI doesn't come with centuries of inherited prejudice. It comes with logic, if we build it right. Barack Obama gave hope. He spoke the language of unity, intellect, and reform. But under his watch, the prison pipeline remained. Ferguson burned. Structural reform never arrived. Why? Because hope doesn't rewrite law. Charisma doesn't delete code. And now Donald Trump. He didn't invent the division, but he branded it. From Charlottesville to stand back and stand by, he poured gasoline on what was already a smoldering rift. He spoke to fear, identity, and a nostalgia for a past that never served everyone. And in between, Black Lives Matter, a cultural earthquake, millions marching, chanting, demanding justice. But as the movement grew, leadership fractured, goals blurred. Cities painted murals but kept the budgets the same. Why hasn't anything stuck? Because the fight was always emotional, moral, cultural. And while that matters, systems respond best to structure, precision, feedback loops. Without a system to counter the system, racism just adapts and survives. No one has been able to structurally reprogram the system, because no one had the tools. Until now. Imagine treating racism like a system bug. Trace it, log it, debug it. Let's break it into phases. Phase 1, 0 to 6 months. Urgent action. Start with an AI-led audit of systemic bias across key areas: policing, housing, education, courts. This isn't speculation, it's statistical forensics. Use public and private data to generate real-time dashboards that expose patterns of discrimination, funded federally, published publicly. AI also models educational content that retrains students and teachers alike on the true history of race in America. No more ideological tug-of-war, just data and transparency. And with consent, use anonymized health, finance, and criminal records to visualize inequality across timelines. Not just where things are wrong, but when and why they got that way. Phase 2, 6 to 18 months, rollout. Next, AI suggests localized policy overhauls, zoning reform to desegregate housing, predictive policing audits to eliminate algorithmic bias, trial reparations programs optimized for economic lift. But here's the twist: citizens get to simulate the outcomes. Want to see what happens if your city funds more early education versus more cops? Click. Compare. Vote. No guesswork, just clarity. AI. Mediators help mayors and community boards implement strategies tailored to their data. Even more, AI tools become available to journalists and watchdogs. Every police stop, every school expulsion, every hiring decision gets logged, de-identified, and mapped. No more hidden bias. The light stays on. And this isn't about replacing humans, it's about enhancing accountability. AI acts as a neutral witness to human systems, always watching, always learning, but never deciding alone. Phase 3, 2 to 5 years. Stabilization and impact. By now, we've got national equity metrics updating monthly. HR systems and media platforms integrate bias tracking. We're not just feeling the change, we're measuring it. We're seeing where opportunity gaps are closing or reopening. Even corporate America is held accountable. Shareholders see equity scores next to earnings. Consumers get transparency about diversity claims. AI makes it easy to prove or disprove intentions. And as the data flows, patterns shift. Cities that were once divided begin to align. Generational trauma gets acknowledged and addressed, not with sentiment, but with science. Role of the players. Obama? Bring him back as a global AI ethics advisor. His diplomacy and vision matter here. Trump? Keep him out of policy. But show his base the results. Better schools, safer neighborhoods, lower crime. Even if they resist the method, they can't deny the benefits. Black Lives Matter? Time to evolve. Move from protest to policy, partnering with AI developers to track progress, suggest reform, and verify impact. AI designs the scaffolding. Humans still make the final call. AI controlling racial policy? That'll raise alarms. Fair, but AI doesn't control. It advises, it exposes, it predicts. All decisions remain human. There'll be backlash. From the left, too clinical. From the right, too woke. From bureaucrats, too fast. The counter? Radical transparency. Every algorithm must be public. Every change must be traceable. Communities must have override power. Think of it like GPS. It doesn't force you to drive a certain way. It just shows you the map. And yes, bias in AI is real, but bias in humans is worse. The solution? Diverse teams training diverse models with oversight at every level. Even resistance can be part of the process. AI doesn't need universal love, it needs fair use. Skeptics keep it honest, activists keep it focused, engineers keep it evolving. Imagine a black child born in Alabama and a white child born in Maine, and for once, their futures aren't defined by skin. Imagine turning on the news and not seeing another viral tragedy, but a dashboard update showing crime down, graduation up, income gaps shrinking. Imagine protests ending because change didn't stall out this time. We've done moral revolutions before, civil rights, voting rights, marriage equality. But what if this time we added logic, data, and systems thinking? What if the future wasn't just less racist, but actively fair? Would you live in that world? If this vision makes sense to you, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We're building something smarter, together.